So
what other
we
one?
also recommend that the minimum age a person must attain to qualify for election of president must be reduced from 40 to 30.
What's the rationale behind that?
So he was asked this evening by Kemeni Amano of TV3, and he answered that if you look at former President Kufuor, who was a deputy foreign affairs minister and who was in parliament at the age of 28, he did well. I mean, a lot of people could see he had promise. And so at this time, relatively, politics is not a reserve for the old. And so for younger people who have that potential and who are able to muscle enough support should be able to run for the presidency. And so that's the view, so that it makes politics more inclusive for young people. And so, for instance, if you look at Netherlands, they have a relatively young prime minister who is in his early 30s.
European prime ministers are usually young.
Yeah, they are usually young. But
because they have a bicephalous executive. They have a bicephalous executive. And the whole country is not relying on the shoulders of a prime minister.
And that's different
so
because
what's the point?
For them, they are elected even by, most of the times, the prime ministers are not directly elected.
They are not directly elected.
They do mostly parliamentary.
Indirect, yeah.
Parliamentary democracy. And so that is why. And so many people also hail this as something new or nouvelle, which would include youth participation in politics.
No, I think they were playing to the gallery. Sorry, I have to be very blunt. They were clearly playing to the gallery. What is 30 years as president? And he uses President Kufuor as an example. Right in that example is the point that defeats him. Buzia told Kufuor, when Kufuor was 29, when he called him and said, I want to make you deputy foreign affairs. Kufuor wanted a ministerial position. And Buzia told him that, no, you're too young. No. Kufuor himself said this in a documentary, which we have. He has been interviewed by the Buzia children. Akosua and Abena Buzia. Kufuor said so. Buzia told him that, no, you can't be minister now. Brilliant as you are from Oxford. I'm from Oxford too. I love you. But you have to be deputy minister. Now, that is the moral of the story. So I don't know what Kusi Prempe is talking about.
I also think it's for youth participation. That maybe if the youth see that somebody or there's a potential for someone who is 30, it sort of heals youth apathy.
But that's a playing to the gallery. Is there youth apathy in politics in Ghana? Check all elections.
Majority.
Check from 2008. The youth role in Ghanaian presidential election is been growing significantly compared to 2024.
With the advent of social media.
The advent of social media, the youth participation, we are not lacking youth participation. We are not Denmark or Norway where the young people don't even know that today is voting day. We are not that. We are a very vibrant democracy. You don't need to entice the youth with age 30. In any case, I'm not so sure whether this is going to happen.
As I said, so it's a start of discussion. Because this would have to find itself in bills. That would have to go.
In fact, the 1992 Constitution is the one that had the lowest age for president. And the whole conversation was that 40 was given to fit J.J. Rawlins's age so that he will be eligible to contest.
1979 was
45.
Was 45.
Yes. Okay. So I really don't know where he's coming from because the 1992 has the youngest age. I think I don't know whether they had a historian on the committee, but maybe, they needed these things. They needed to understand the Buzia conversation properly. The thing they report, I was so disappointed
in those days,
because the documentary actually said Buzia said Kufuor is too young.
In those days, but the thing is that Kufuor could have been prime minister. Because
if we were running that kind of government, yes.
As I said, most of those countries that often have the young prime ministers are parliamentary democracies such as UK, Netherlands, and so on and so forth.
But
so Kufuor also could have been a prime minister.
But lawyer, I think it flops. You see, Ronald Reagan in American democracy,
the actor,
was president at 80.
Yeah, I think he was the oldest before Biden.
Trump is only 1 or 2 years younger than Biden. And he's president after Biden. So he's old. But it's the same America that produced John Kennedy, who was president at 42.
Yeah.
The same America that produced Barack Obama, who was president at 46. The same America produced Bill Clinton, president at 44. So you have to allow the process to determine. So America produces an 80-year-old president. America produces a 42-year-old president.
Yeah, so maybe you're saying Ghana should also produce a 30-year-old president and also an 80-year-old president.
You don't need a limit to be 30 for a young man who is 30 years to be president of Ghana. I'm not sure we are ready for
these
that.
things will start conversations. So
okay, so the 30 years, as far as I'm concerned, today you are doing the thing, I'm guest. So as far as I'm concerned, 30 years, take it out.